Charlesease, everything you need to know when you need to know it, man. First of all, I want to say I definitely appreciate all my new subs, new followers, everybody grabbing the merch. You feel me? Yeah, keeping it pushing, man, making the machine do what it gotta do, man. Just, continuing to strive for greatness, man. The charlesease platform, man, for real, man. No lie, man. So, hey, like I said, subscribe, share, like, hit that bell button. Ding, ding. That's that notification button. So when I upload this heat, y'all getting it first, man. Jimjones. Listen, man. He back in the news, man. I don't know if he clout chasing. I don't know if he got a legitimate gripe or whatever it might be, man. His back and forth with 50. All of this shit going on, man. Yeah, Cam, Dame Dash, all of this shit going on. But now, Jimjones is saying, yo, Kid Cudi, the Day and Night song, if it wasn't for me hopping on that record Day and Night, yo, no one would have ever heard from you, man. Is this cap? Is this true? You feel me? He said, Kid Cudi, you was nobody. You feel me? You was working at some store, some rock and roll store. You was shooting videos on top of the roof. No one knew who you was.
That was one of the biggest. Nigga, you remixed that shit. I didn't know that shit.
That's how you know Kid Cudi. You would have never known Kid Cudi if I didn't remix the record in New York City. I made that the biggest record in New York City. It wasn't Kid Cudi. Nobody knew who Kid Cudi was. Kid Cudi became about because he had video directors that I wanted them to do a video, and I asked them to show me a video they did before, and they showed me this kid on top of a roof with a record called Day and Night. Right. He worked in the store under the label. There's nobody. I was like, oh, you did this? I said, I like the record. Get the beat of the record, I want to do a remix. If you give me the beat of the record, I'll let y'all shoot my video. These kids was trying to shoot a video for free for me. Oh. Like, I got the beat. I told them they went crazy, you want to do it. I got the beat. I shot the video to the beat, and I never even put the shit out. They put it up on YouTube, they ripped it off of YouTube, and it became the biggest record in New York City. And that's how Kid Cudi became an artist. They ended up giving him a big deal off of Jimjones' back. If I'm lying, I'm lying.
Cudi, he had a different story. He said, Jim, I was already out of here. My shit had already blew up. Check this out. The song Day and Night came out 2008, man. Yeah. It was at the #3 spot on billboards, man. Yeah. It was over the biggest soundtracks. It was even on some of the biggest games, man. Yeah, NBA Live. All of that. And he had the co-signing of Kanye West. Now, that right there, it seems like he would have already been out of here. #3 on Billboard, video games, soundtracks, and the co-signing of a huge artist like Kanye. Let's keep it real, man. The way that it looked at Kid Cudi was probably already out of here. And Kid Cudi said, listen, I already had the deal. Sylvia Robinson, if you know the music business, hip-hop, you know who Sylvia Robinson is. He said, I had all of this before Jimjones.
And some of that post, you'll see people are letting you know what time it is. You know, this is part one. I got more to say. Day and Night was already a hit record before you touched it, my nigga. I put it on my MySpace, it blew up. Okay? I had an entire mixtape. I was on my way. Motown was courting me. Kanye wanted to sign me. All because of Day and Night, because I put it on my MySpace and it blew up, my nigga. It blew up. I can promise you that Sylvia Rome did not listen to your remix and say she wanted to sign me. That is not why I have a record deal, bro.
I don't know if Jimjones just want royalty. Like I said, I don't know if he just trying to keep himself relevant, clout chasing, but reading them statistics, you feel me? Reading them statistics, it's safe to say Cudi was already out of there. Now, did Jim hop on it and it became a big song in New York? That's very possible. Cause New Yorkers, they got this thing, at least back then, they had this thing. If you ain't popping in New York, yo, you ain't hot. The birthplace of hip hop, the incubation. Yeah, New Yorkers live in a bubble, man. You feel me? Let's keep it real. New Yorkers live in a bubble. You feel me? So I could see Jim saying, yo, if it wasn't a number one song in New York, if it wasn't hot in New York, it ain't nothing. That's New York talk. That's how New Yorkers been, man. They say things is very much different in New York. You feel me? The birthplace of hip hop. If you don't make it here, you ain't made it nowhere. Could Jim Jones be kind of coming from this point? Cause from reading the stats, number 3 on Billboard, soundtracks, video games, Kanye West co-signing you, it seemed like, come on, Jim. This kid, the young kid Cudi, was already out of here. You feel me? The Jim said, yo, it was my intern that shot that video. Yeah, it was my intern that shot that video that made it hot, where they even allowed me, well, Jim Jones, he asked for that. Jim Jones liked the video, but I think he liked it the song more because Jim Jones asked for that instrumental. Now, sometimes when we ask for instrumentals, could it be Jim wasn't really asking for an instrumental? He was really asking to put a verse on that song that he knew was hot. And maybe it wasn't taken off from New York, but with a remix with me on the remix, it can very well take off in New York and take my career to another level. Because I looked up Ballin'. He dropped Ballin' in 06. You feel me? And maybe this is a time when Ballin' was starting to, it was fizzling out or already fizzled out. That's a couple years. You feel me? Kid Cudi dropped this 2008, late 2008, 2009. He dropped Day and Night. So we could definitely say if Jim dropped Ballin' in 06, right now we can't remember the follow-up from Ballin'. You feel me? Let's keep it real. And I know a lot of these rappers, when they drop something, they look to connect the dots. Charlesease, what you mean by connect the dots? They look to stay busy, stay active into their next big single, to their next big moment, their next big viral, whatever it is that's going to be viral. And this could have very well been what Jim was doing. Catching wind of a song that was already hot, maybe not as hot in New York, but Jim could have easily seen this was already out of here, jumped on it in New York, and connected the dots. Oh, Jimmy, he on this big single. Okay. And that breathes more life into Jimmy after the fizzling out of Ballin'. But Ballin' was crazy, man. Yeah, Ballin' dropped in 06. This was late 08, 09. Kid Cudi dropped this Day and Night. Kid Cudi, he had to speak on it. He said, Jim, my nigga, he said, we love you, but you delusional at this point, man. Yeah, you delusional. You losing what brain cells you have left, man. Real talk. And by the numbers, listen, when Jim hopped on this shit, the numbers came up, the remix did 3 million. You feel me? It was 3 million. It was 3 million. You feel me? So, man, I think we got to go with Cudi, man. This shit was already out of here. He was already on his way to becoming who he had to be. And Jim was just, at the moment, being a good A&R, and he's seen it. This shit is on the way up. Let me hop on it. Talk about, yeah, bring me the instrumental. You mean bring me the song with a motherfucking 16, a Go 16, a single slot on it. Yeah, bring me the whole song. But with an open spot for my 16 for me to talk about bring me the instrumental. You know what that bring me the instrumental shit means, Jim? You feel me? That means you want the whole song, but add an extra spot for my 16 where I could drop my shit. Because back then, rappers was doing that. They was adding their shit to something that was already hot. And they'll call it a feature, a remix, whatever. You know, it was good. It was good publicity, man. You feel me? Even though you might have not got it from the original artist of the song, it was still a good look if you already had a name, which Jim already had a name from the balling and the whole Dipset campaign. So, yeah, man. So we left it that, man. You feel me? We left it at Kid Cudi. He got a good gripe. Jim might be clout chasing her. Like I said, he might be delusional. But this kid Cudi, this kid at this moment, he was already out of there. And Jim, you know, once they start trying to minimize it and shit, and yo, he was a nobody, he was a nothing. He was working at a rock and roll store, running around with little skinny jeans on. You mean the same skinny jeans that the whole industry started wearing? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, then. You mean the same Kid Cudi that had the cosign from Kanye West and that was on soundtracks? You feel me? Yeah, and on video games, the biggest video game at the time? Oh, okay then. Well, we on the same page, Jim, Capo. But we get what you doing, Capo. Much success to you. Kid Cudi, continue success to you. We ain't heard nothing in a while, Cudi. Maybe you know, well, since a certain case in your car being, you know, put the ashes, put the rest in a certain case. You feel me? We just saying we ain't bringing it up, Kitty. We need some new music, Kitty. You feel me? Hey, this your boy charlesease. Subscribe, share, like, man. Everything you need to know when you need to know it. That's my time. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace, you dig? Yeah.